Hello, friends. Well, it's the newest knife video. Sadly, once again, this one is spoken for, so nobody's going to get to buy this one. This is going to be a gift for a friend of mine out in California. I had promised him a small everyday chef's knife, and this is what he gets stuck with. But we did have an agreement that I wouldn't make it out of any kind of crazy exotic steel. So he wanted to be able to use it every day. So this one is just 10.95. But that doesn't mean I don't get to have some fun with the rest of it and some handles and whatnot. So what you have here is what I would call a smaller chef's knife. Um, I did end up mirroring it. I'm a goofball, so what the heck? If you're gonna have some fun with it, put a nice fine finish on it. But this would be kind of a hybrid Asian design. It's a European ground knife, about an 8-inch blade. It is marked with my logo. I don't put them on all of them, but this one is. As I said, this is about an 8-inch knife, distal taper. Um, Ground this one down to about a 12-degree edge, so it is, it's razor sharp. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ended up doing a Coke bottle handle on it. I haven't done one before, and I was kind of irking to get one done, so I decided to go for it this time. Did a Coke bottle handle, which was somewhat of a challenge if you haven't done one before, but now that I got it, I kind of like it. I really do. It's incredibly comfortable. So this one is finished off up here with hammered nickel silver, and then you have some really nice striped ebony. You've got a small layer here of a dyed amboyna burl. It's blue dyed. Then you have a spalted maple handle. That's the blade has actually been glued and pinned in. The very bottom here, which is really pretty, is capped with brown lip mother of pearl, and then it actually has a butt cap slash counterweight on it, which is made from Baker raindrop cumai, which is a copper and I believe it's 1084 laminated steel. This actually, we went and hardened and polished it. If you look very carefully, you can see some of the lines of copper there. You'll see kind of there's a fade between the copper and then the steel. And then in it is actually one of the original logos I had for a lot of my knives, which is strangely, it's also a tattoo on my back, which is kind of funny. So if anybody ever wondered, that's where it comes from. But that basically acts as a balance, because the idea is I wanted this puppy balanced, and it is pretty much dead on. It's about as balanced as you can get. So it's extremely light, extremely fast. It's going to make nasty work of whatever the heck you use it on. This one took quite a bit of time, but I'm really, really happy with the way it came out. Did a CA finish on the handle, probably about 12 layers or so. It takes a while to get them right, but when you do, they really, really come out nice. I'm particularly happy with that kind of finish. I was using oil finishes for a while on a lot of them, like tung oil, Danish oil, things like that. And I saw a couple videos and started moving to CA glue, and I really like it. It's forgiving, but it really is a nice hard finish when you're done. A few people have asked me, it's like, where did you learn to do this? And honest to God, as silly as it sounds, I learned a lot from a blacksmithing school down by me in Pompano called the Guild. A guy named Shawn Williams runs it. And aside from that, believe it or not, a lot on YouTube of all things. Folks like Will Stelter and Alec Steele, the guy who runs A Simple Little Life, Koss Knives. There's a few channels that I watch a lot. What's his name? I think it's Will Sorrells, I think. I can't remember. Bill Sorrells, maybe. Bill Sorrells Knives. There's a few. But, watching a lot of videos, you'd be surprised what you can learn. Being willing to screw up, which you will do quite often until you get better at these things. Grinding something like this, it's funny. Somebody says, well, bang me out something simple. There's really no such as something simple with these, because to really grind them correctly, takes a lot of work. And some people say, well, because I make some foldable knives and switchblades and stuff as well, isn't this easier? I would say no. It's actually much more difficult to properly grind a large, long blade, especially when you're doing flat grinds. When you're going to use a jig or something like that and you're only going to grind up part of the way, not so difficult. But to do big, full, flat grinds, keep them really, really straight, keep everything in line, it's far more difficult than you think. Plus, you have to worry when you heat treat these things about the blade, taking a warp one way or the other, having enough material to correct it. There's a lot of places things can go wrong. I actually had some issues with this one initially when I was heat treating it, and it was wanting to bend on me. So I ended up normalizing it a bunch more times. And then I ended up doing an edge quench on it, which I hadn't done before, and I really like it. It is hard to see in this video, but there is actually almost a very, very faint hamon line on this, because the edge quench, I took it up about half an inch or so from the edge. So this one has a very, very hard edge. The back is softer for durability. Also gives it really good flexibility. I really like this design. I do. I will probably do one or two more knives in this particular design. You notice I'm handling this thing with a sunshine cloth, only because I hate leaving fingerprints on it. That's the one downside of kind of mirror finishing a blade. It takes fingerprints like a son of a bitch. But anyway, this is an absolute beauty. If somebody's interested in having something like this made, you can contact me and we can discuss, what you might like done. As you can tell, I do prefer working in more exotic materials. Simple stuff is tough with me. I just, to me, it's kind of like artwork. So I'm not looking to, I don't know. I don't like things that are kind of boring. Let's see what we got here. I mean, the mirror on this is just awesome. It really, you can see my shirt there in the mirror. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you have any questions about the fabrication, things like that, feel free to give me a buzz. I don't make fabrication videos for the most part. 2 reasons. Number one, I tend to work late at night once the kids are asleep, and it's a real pain in the ass to set up cameras and everything like that. I stink at video editing, so it's just a pain for me. There are a million videos out there on fabrication that are far better than anything I could do. So, I would say go look at those if you'd like to see how things are made, as that's where I learned. So, I'm just showing you the finished product and, what you can do if you sink a ton of hours into something. I would say, this one's probably got, oh man, I would say something like 50 hours into it, somewhere along those lines. I mean, they just, I don't work super fast, but then again, I'm just very, very picky. I'm kind of a perfectionist about things. If it isn't exactly the way I like it, I just keep tweaking it and tweaking it. This one, actually, I think this was the second or third handle I did. I originally did WA style handles, and a couple of them I just wasn't happy. I didn't like it. I was looking for a different kind of feel. My understanding is my friend's wife may be using it a lot, so I actually made the handle a little bit smaller, just for smaller hands to make it more comfortable. And then it also meant I needed to change the balance point on it. So this one is kind of tailored for somebody who's not a big person. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2". So this one is geared for somebody who's not quite as big as I am, but it is definitely usable every day. It's going to develop a wonderful patina. So at some point, this mirror finish is going to go bye-bye, but that's not a big deal. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or concerns, as I said, drop me a line, send me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if I don't get another video out before the holidays, happy holidays to everybody. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you do, the whole 9 yards. I hope you enjoy. Have a safe one with your family and friends. Be well. Take care.